How to say no to unimportant things in life. Mastering focus and discipline for a meaningful life. In today's fast-paced world, one of the most valuable yet difficult skills to master is learning to say no. It's a simple, two-letter word, yet many of us struggle to use it. We find ourselves constantly saying yes to tasks, requests, and distractions that drain our energy and pull us away from the things that truly matter. This challenge is deeply connected to fear. Fear of missing out, fear of disappointing others, or fear of making the wrong choice. However, if we don't learn to prioritize and say no when necessary, we risk losing valuable time and missing out on achieving our life's larger purpose. The problem with always saying yes. One of the primary reasons we struggle to say no is due to societal pressures. We're often told that the more we do, the more successful we will be. Society encourages us to stay busy, to juggle multiple tasks, and to strive for more. But, as it turns out, doing more doesn't always equate to being productive. In fact, by constantly saying yes to every request or opportunity, we spread ourselves too thin and fail to focus on what truly matters. For instance, imagine you are studying for an important exam. Suddenly, your phone buzzes with a notification. You know it's not essential to check it, yet you do. Or, perhaps you've planned to spend your evening meditating or working on a personal project, but a friend calls and invites you out. Out of fear of disappointing them, you agree, even though you know your original plan was more beneficial. These distractions, whether it's a buzzing phone or a social invitation, steal valuable time that could have been used for personal growth, spiritual development, or achieving long-term goals. Why we say yes to unimportant things. To understand how to say no, we must first examine why we say yes to unimportant things. One major factor is fear. Often, it's the fear of missing out on something exciting, or the fear of letting someone down, that pushes us to agree to things we don't actually want to do. Other times, it's simply the fear of standing out as the one person who says no when everyone else says yes. This fear can extend beyond people, influencing our interactions with technology and other distractions in life. For example, checking your phone during study time may seem insignificant, but it disrupts focus and lowers productivity. The key here is awareness. Being aware of why we say yes to distractions and unimportant tasks can help us begin to shift our behavior. By asking ourselves whether something is truly valuable or necessary, we can learn to make better decisions. The importance of self-awareness. The first step in learning to say no is building self-awareness. It's crucial to know what truly matters to you and why you say yes or no to certain things. Self-awareness helps you recognize when you're about to agree to something out of fear or habit rather than genuine desire or necessity. Before saying yes to a request or distraction, pause and ask yourself why you're agreeing. Is it because you really want to do it, or is it simply out of obligation or fear? For example, before you mindlessly check your phone, ask yourself why you're doing it. Is it out of boredom, habit, or a desire for distraction? By asking these questions, you bring awareness to your actions and can make more conscious choices about how you spend your time. Building self-discipline. The hardest part. Once you've developed self-awareness, the next step is cultivating self-discipline. This is arguably the hardest part of learning to say no. It takes courage and grit to turn down unimportant things, especially when they seem enjoyable in the moment. For example, imagine you've planned to spend your evening studying or meditating, but a friend invites you to a party. You enjoy socializing, and the party sounds fun. However, deep down, you know that studying or meditation aligns more with your long-term goals and personal growth. In such moments, self-discipline is required to resist temptation and say no. Developing self-discipline is not about depriving yourself of enjoyment, but rather about making conscious choices that align with your priorities. One way to strengthen this discipline is to politely explain to others why you're saying no. By doing so, you not only help them understand your reasoning, but you also reaffirm your own commitment to what matters most. Valuing your time. Time is one of the most precious resources we have, and it's finite. Unlike money, which can be earned back, time cannot be reclaimed once it's spent. This is why it's essential to treat your time with the same seriousness that you treat your finances. Just as you wouldn't waste your money on things that don't matter, You shouldn't waste your time on tasks or activities that don't bring value to your life. When you start to view your time as a limited resource, it becomes easier to say no to things that don't serve your greater purpose. By respecting your own time, you also teach others to respect it, making it easier to prioritize what truly matters. The magic question: is it really necessary? One powerful tool for learning to say no is to ask yourself the magic question: is this really necessary? Before committing to something, whether it's checking your phone, saying yes to a social event, or agreeing to a new project, ask yourself if it's truly needed. If the answer is no, then don't be afraid to decline. For instance, after a long, tiring day, you might be tempted to scroll through social media. While it may provide a momentary distraction, it's not necessarily a valuable use of your time. Instead, you could spend that time engaging in meaningful conversations with family or working on a personal project. By asking if something is truly necessary, you can make better choices about how to spend your time. Understanding what truly matters. At the heart of learning to say no is understanding what truly matters to you. Many of us say yes to unimportant things because we haven't taken the time to reflect on what's most important in our lives. When we have a clear sense of our purpose and priorities, it becomes much easier to turn down distractions and focus on what really matters. Take some quiet time each day to reflect on your larger life goals and the things that bring you the most fulfillment. By clarifying your priorities, you can better navigate the daily decisions you face and make choices that align with your long-term vision. Consider the story of Sarah, a working mother of two who found herself overwhelmed by constant requests from friends, family, and colleagues. She would agree to help with extra tasks at work, volunteer for school events, and attend social gatherings, even when she was exhausted. Sarah realized that she was saying yes out of a desire to please others, but it was taking a toll on her health and happiness. After reflecting on her values and priorities, Sarah began practicing the art of saying no. She politely declined additional work assignments and explained to her friends why she needed time for herself and her family. As a result, she felt more in control of her life, had more energy for her children, and was able to focus on personal goals that had long been neglected. This example illustrates how saying no can lead to a more balanced and fulfilling life. By prioritizing what truly matters, you can create space for the things that bring you joy and fulfillment. The power of no. Saying no is not about rejecting opportunities or being selfish. It's about making intentional choices that support your well-being and align with your greater purpose. While it may be difficult at first, learning to say no to unimportant things is essential for living a focused, productive, and fulfilling life. By practicing self-awareness, cultivating discipline, valuing your time, and asking the right questions, you can master the art of saying no and begin focusing on what truly matters. In doing so, you'll create more space for personal growth, meaningful relationships, and the pursuit of your larger life goals. Remember, the ability to say no is a skill that will serve you well throughout your life. It will allow you to reclaim your time, protect your energy, and live a life that is true to your values and aspirations. So, the next time you're faced with a request or distraction, take a deep breath, reflect on your priorities, and don't be afraid to say no if it doesn't serve your greater purpose. You'll be happier, more focused, and more in tune with what really matters in life.